Hello, today I will be talking about borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is one of the more negatively portrayed personality disorders in our society. Those with BPD are not violent, are not manipulative, are not considered crazy according to some people. Rather, they are in a fragile state of mind and need compassion and support when battling their disorder. I was diagnosed with BPD whenever I was 14 years old. It's been a very long road of up and down symptoms coming and going, but I believe based on how I've been with it and how others have portrayed me that I have a very good understanding of how negative this is portrayed. Today I will be clearing up some negative misconceptions and their positive counterparts. I will list some of the common symptoms of BPD, and then finally we will discuss how you can help your loved ones who have BPD in a supportive way rather than shaming them for their emotions. First, we'll talk about some common misconceptions and their truthful counterparts. The first common misconception I want to talk about is that people with BPD are inherently manipulative, violent, or crazy, for lack of a better word. People with BPD are considered violent because they can emotionally or sometimes physically abuse people close to them. For example, people with BPD think in terms of black and white. This is called splitting. Splitting occurs when you highly idolize someone one moment, and the next moment you hate everything about them, want nothing to do with them. Splitting can occur during times of stress or when people will say one thing, do another, kind of lose their trust in those who have BPD. The next point I would like to mention is people with BPD are manipulative. For example, they could be seen as manipulative because, in a way, they are like a child in their thinking. They have an inner child mentality. This mentality can go for, let's say, they are having a bad day, are depressed, threatening suicide. This can happen because they feel their favorite person or person they are attached to that makes everything seem perfect. Every bad thing goes away when they are with this favorite person. With this favorite person, they will have the push-pull mentality of, no, I don't want you, but yes, I need everything about you at the same time. This happens when, in times of high stress, for example, they could be threatening suicide over something so small that someone on a normal thinking pattern would not even react to. People with BPD form insecure attachments and don't really know how to make positive attachments. They will believe the person will leave them, will not come back, if they show how crazy they actually are. The last point I would like to make for this is people with BPD are crazy because they cannot stay in a stable mood. Borderline personality disorder is very similar to bipolar, but it is characterized by splitting, mood swings, sorry. Lost my train of thought. Mood swings. These mood swings can happen as often as every 5 minutes. They happen and they can last for days to hours, sometimes even weeks, but that is more rare. Now, the next topic I would like to introduce is the common symptoms of borderline personality disorder. There are 9 symptoms, but you do need to have 5 of those 9. They can vary in how often they occur and in extremity of how you feel them. The common symptoms are intense fear of abandonment, pattern of unstable relationships, rapid change in self-identity or self-image, periods of stress-related paranoia, impulsive risky behavior, suicidal threats, behavior, or self-harm. Wide mood swings that last for days, sometimes weeks, very rarely weeks, usually days. Ongoing feelings of emptiness and inappropriate intense anger. Not everyone will experience these symptoms in the same way, the same severity. Some may only have 5, while others may have all 9. People with BPD are like snowflakes. They are very unique in their symptoms, the way they experience them, and at times when they come up. At the time of diagnosis, you could have 5 symptoms. But like me, over the years, I have lost symptoms and gained some other symptoms. They come and go in times of stress, in times of great change in the person. Symptoms can be decreased with therapy or medication. Therapy is usually the first option. Medication is usually to treat more severe symptoms like depression or mood swings. But we always start with therapy first, and if some symptoms are inhibiting therapy, they will go to medication to help proceed with therapy. They use DBT, dialectical behavior therapy, to help those with BPD. This is to help them find positive coping skills to combat their symptoms and overall give them a better life perspective. In some cases, medication is necessary. However, not everyone with BPD will be on medication, while some may be on up to 3 or 5 medications. Me, for example, I'm on 2 to battle the depression that holds me back and the mood swings that also hold me back. Some common medications used in the treatment of BPD are mood stabilizers. The most common name brand are Topamax and Lamictal. Finally, I would like to talk to you about how you can support your family members, friends, anyone who has BPD. It is very, very important that you do not take anything people with BPD say to like heart or personally. They oftentimes do not mean what they say. They feel bad after saying it. It is their own coping mechanism to make you feel as hurt as you made them feel. So, for example, if you were to say, not invite them somewhere, they would resort to personal attacks, calling you names, hitting you in your more emotional spots where you are more vulnerable to make you feel as low as you made them feel. It is important you state very clear boundaries. If you are dating someone with BPD and they currently have that push-pull and expect you to be there on demand, you need to set the clear boundary that, no, I cannot always be here. It is better for both your mental health and mine if I step back and do not get attached. This could be helpful with anyone. Setting clear boundaries is often the number one recommended thing for family members. It is both important to yours and the person with borderline personality disorders, mental health, to state clear boundaries, strongly enforce them, never break them, because that will show the person that, yes, you do not take these seriously, and you will let them just come back as they please. When you clearly state things, it leaves little room for them to misinterpret what you say. You could say something as strongly said as, I am not mad at you, and you will need a little bit of supporting detail going into why you are not mad, but state it clearly that they understand that they are not mad. There will be no room for interpretation. I hope this has informed you on BPD and how to support those who have it. In this speech, you have learned the common symptoms of BPD, how to treat or how to help someone who is suffering from BPD, and you have learned and cleared up some common misconceptions of people with BPD. Those with borderline personality disorders are not violent, manipulative, or crazy. Rather, they are in a fragile state of mind and need support and compassion to help them through their struggle. I hope you have gained a better understanding of borderline personality disorder through this speech. Borderline personality disorder is a serious mental health condition that requires everyone around them to be supportive and positive. Thank you for listening to my speech.